When I was 14, I copied the book Rules of Civility and Decent Behavior in Company and Conversation. It was a guide to gentlemanly behavior in polite society. My teacher initially intended this exercise to be a short lesson on penmanship by copying a few of the rules. However, I thought the rules were so important to learning about my station, and since we had no funds to buy the book, I diligently copied the entire book of 110 rules in, of course, superb penmanship. These rules were drawn from a popular English text entitled Youth's Behavior, or Decency in Conversation Amongst Men. The text itself was an adaptation of a 1595 work written by a Jesuit monk for the nobility of France. The rules instructed students to practice consideration and respect toward others by paying careful attention to the posture of one's body, their clothing and dress, and especially what they said and even how they said it. They also included guidelines for behavior in pleasant company, appropriate actions in formal situations, and general courtesy. The rules were a combination of an etiquette manual and a moral code. I desperately needed to know how to interact with my brother Lawrence's powerful and influential in-laws, the Fairfax family, who lived 4 miles south of Little Hunting Creek at Belvoir. As you know, etiquette and self-control are the indications of one's social and economic class and are rigidly adhered to. By strictly following the book's advice, I was able to incorporate the rules into my behavior and character. Now, to assist you in your daily conversations and relationships, I have selected a sampling of the rules that you might find helpful. Such as Rule 1, every action done in company ought to be done with some sign of respect to those that are present. Rule 6, speak not when others speak, sit not when others stand, speak not when you should hold your peace, walk not on when others stop. Quite frankly, I am undone when I see younger adults that display these behaviors as though they had never heard of such things. Are there no adults in their homes that oversee their manners? Moving on. Rule 4. In the presence of others, sing not to yourself with a humming noise, nor drum your fingers on a table or feet. Again, what must some children be thinking when they treasure their own amusements and entertainment more than they value the people with whom they are talking? Moving on, personal hygiene. I hesitate to mention these 2 rules since they seem to be too basic, except for the fact I have observed that such actions over the last fortnight do occur. Rule 7. Put not off your clothes in the presence of others, nor go out of your chamber half-dressed. Rule 99. Drink not too leisurely or yet too hastily. Before and after drinking, wipe your lips, breathe not then or ever with too great a noise, for it is uncivil. As to character, Rule 82. Undertake not what you cannot perform, but be careful to keep your promise. Rule 56. Associate yourself with men of good quality if you esteem your own reputation, for 'tis better to be alone than in bad company. I tell this to all my grandchildren and nephews and nieces that this is very important. Rule 79. Be not apt to relate news if you know not the truth thereof. Forgive me, but I must interject something again. This equates to gossip, not truth. I have observed that in many adults, the wish to impress others compels them to say something of significance. So they relate an imaginative tale or an exaggerated circumstances so that others may think highly of them, when in fact they have nothing of substance to offer. Their greatest service to the topic of discussion would be better their silence. As to the topic of sensitivity toward others, Rule 35, let your discourse with men of business be short and comprehensive. Rule 63, a man ought not to value himself or his achievements or rare qualities of wit, much less of his riches, virtue, or kindred. Rule 19, let your countenance be pleasant, but in serious matters somewhat grave. Rule 22, shew not yourself glad at the misfortune of another, though he were your enemy. Rule 24, do not laugh too loud or too much at any public spectacle. Rule 11, shift not yourself in the sight of others or gnaw your fingernails. Rule 12, shake not the head or feet, or cross your legs, nor lift your eyes, not one eyebrow higher than the other. Wry not the mouth, and bedew no man's face with your spittle by approaching too near to him when you speak. As to reverence, Rule 108, when you speak of God or his attributes, let it be seriously and with reverence. Honor and obey your natural parents, although they be poor. Rule 110, labor to keep alive in your breast that little spark of celestial fire called conscience.